and we got him in for Super Bowl week.
Yes.
Exciting.
So,
When do you guys go? Tomorrow?
today. We're all
Today.
leaving
Fly
today.
today?
Yeah.
I fly tomorrow.
Okay.
I just flew back from Orlando yesterday.
You look like you have so much
okay?
angst about having to go to Super
I feel
Bowl
like
59.
it's. I don't even know what day it is right now.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Question for you.
Yes.
A lot of your analysis always goes viral, and you're obviously awesome at what you do. But this week you had a moment that went viral. Can you explain what you did with the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups?
I do that all the time. I've done that before. We were in the. Do you know The Rock? They call it The Rock on the production for Monday Night Football, and so we were in The Rock, which is I think a trailer. I don't often get there just because I'm not necessarily included in the group. And I was sitting there killing time. I was bored eating. There was a Reese's cup there. I don't really like milk chocolate. I think Reese's cups are very overrated. Good, but very overrated. So I just ate the edges around it to get most of the chocolate off of it to make it more peanut butter and less chocolate.
And
So you feel like the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter is off with the Reese's
especially
cup.
like if you think the outside perimeter, it's just this big layer of chocolate, and then the inside there's not enough peanut butter. So I prefer more peanut butter than chocolate, specifically milk chocolate. Like their dark chocolate, I don't do that to. And then Ryan saw it and he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
So he just caught you. You didn't do this in a performative way.
No, if you look at it, I was already doing it. No, this was not performative at all. Look it's full
And you
already.
just spit it out.
I spit the most of the chocolate out, yeah. So it's just heavy peanut butter.
So you don't like milk chocolate at all?
I don't really like milk chocolate, no.
Wow.
Yeah, dark chocolate I absolutely love. Chocolate I love. Chocolate is my favorite thing. I have a massive sweet tooth. I don't do candy. I think candy's so pointless. But chocolate I love.
When you say pointless, explain that.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of the candy? What is like
taste?
the
Delicious?
taste?
Yes, the taste.
Most candy sucks. When was the last time you had candy?
Literally
You were like,
yesterday.
what was it?
Mambas. Have you ever had Mambas?
Mamas are awesome.
Mambas are awesome.
Awesome.
What's a mamba?
It's kind of like Annihilator, just a little bit softer.
Stupid.
It's like a Starburst.
Now and later's rip your teeth out, dude. Like, if you got people like me, my teeth, God didn't bless me with good teeth. So you chew on an hour later, I'm like, yo, this sucker's coming out.
So like no candy, not a Milky Way, not a Rolo.
Milky Way's chocolate.
Okay, you just said you
Rolo's
love chocolate.
No,
Right.
dark chocolate.
like
Dark
candy.
Okay, so what about
Sour Patch Kids?
Skittles.
I mean, when I was a
Starburst?
kid, Swedish Fish were the thing.
Swedish Fish, yeah.
I'll
Gummy
eat a
bears.
Starburst. Gummy bears don't get me started on those.
What?
Things are, yeah.
Awesome.
No, why?
How
what
dare
are we
you
doing?
disrespect
So what
Black
is-
Forest
what is
Gummy
your
Bears?
favorite- What is your
You tread
favorite-
lightly,
I
Dan.
won't stand for that slander.
Tread lightly.
what is your favorite food in the world? You can only eat one meal the rest of your life. What is it?
Not for health, for taste.
One meal the rest of my life, chicken parm.
Okay,
Oh,
all right,
that's
that's a normal answer.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With vodka sauce, though, not red sauce.
You had to throw some curveball in
No, but
there.
vodka sauce, very good.
Quality Italian chicken parm?
Yeah. Orlovsky, very Italian name. I love Italian food. I love Mexican food.
He didn't know what you were saying.
It's a
That's
restaurant.
a restaurant.
Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Okay.
You get the
It's a
football.
restaurant?
Yeah, it's a restaurant
All
in
right,
New York City.
Dan,
Don't worry about it. It's
Dan,
cool.
which piece
Don't worry
of
about it.
news?
It's all good.
Which
I've been
piece
to
of news? Carbone. no.
Oh, it's okay.
Spicy rigatoni over
Let's
here.
get to the football.
All right, Dan,
Here we go.
which piece of news intrigues you more from yesterday, Myles Garrett or Cooper Kupp?
Oh, the Myles Garrett one. And I love Cooper. I still think Cooper can play. Myles Garrett doesn't come around. I mean, this is a guy that if you have a pulse at quarterback, you automatically are in Super Bowl conversation. Guys like Myles Garrett do not, and I don't know how available he is and all that, but they don't become available. Could you imagine if J.J. Watt became available in the middle of his career, or Aaron Donald became available in the middle of his career? Could you imagine how many sacks Myles Garrett would get if his team wasn't always down 14-0 and his team was up? I mean, this guy is a remarkable player that automatically vaults you into the we are legit Super Bowl contenders if you are a team that has a decent quarterback player at decent quarterback play. So, I mean, I said this back in January or the beginning of January. The Vikings, where are they with the quarterback situation? If the Vikings are a team, there's like, wait, we want Sam Darnold. We actually do want to re-sign Sam Darnold. and now we can dangle J.J. McCarthy for Myles Garrett. No brainer.
No brainer for both teams.
No brainer. Exactly. And that little bit with Chicago's or Cleveland's perspective is how much do they like the quarterbacks in this draft? Could you imagine Washington if Washington got Myles Garrett? Thank you. So the Myles Garrett one is way more appealing.
Well, how does Cleveland function forward now that this is out there? I mean, this is your best player saying he wants no parts of what the team is about to go through, which feels like an inevitable rebuild.
Yeah, we all know why they are where they are, right? We don't need to. We don't need to. It is what it is. And Stefanski and Andrew Berry, the sad part for Andrew Berry is he's put together a fantastic roster of the last 2 or 3 years. Like that injury and that situation at quarterback derailed, no question, a legitimate consecutive or consistent playoff contender. It's not great if you're the Browns, but it's not surprising. It's not surprising that Myles Garrett would have, to be the defensive player of the year multiple times, defensive player of the year conversation multiple years in a row, and they can't. It's not surprising to have a player of his magnitude sit there and go, okay, there is no like light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see a Jaden Daniels or a CJ Stroud in this draft. And so I want out because I'm sick and tired of wasting my career losing.
But if you're the Browns, do you let go of a generational talent like that? It might benefit you to get stuff back, but 31 other teams are on the phone trying to get him.
It's not a good situation if you're the Browns. Do you let go of a generational talent? No. But if you don't have a quarterback, in 2026, you're going to be in the same spot. Yep. So that's where this conversation becomes a little bit more nuanced and real, because if you're the Browns, and no, you don't want to get rid of Myles Garrett, but you have no plans at quarterback. And so if you look at, there's $63 million over the cap right now. Will they change contracts? Of course. It's easier said than done. So, okay, Sam Darnold, not coming. Can't afford him. Well, then who's the next option after Sam Darnold? Is it Daniel Jones? Cross your fingers. So then you go to the draft. We don't really think Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders are stars. And I'm not saying that. Maybe they're, and I'm not there yet. So then again, what do your realistic options at quarterback become? And then you have to ask yourself, okay, well, can we call Minnesota? Can we call Arizona? What's Arizona's viewpoint on Kyler Murray? Do they can we call Seattle? Gino's in the last year of his deal. So Matthew, I think, is going to go back to the Rams. So if you're Cleveland, no, but you don't have a quarterback.
Go back to the Rams unless the Minnesota all-in hypothetical is something I've been thinking about a lot.
What do you mean?
Well, if they trade J.J. McCarthy for Myles Garrett,
yes.
I think the assumption is you bring back Darnold.
Yes.
I would make a call for Stafford before I bring back Darnold if I'm them.
You're saying you're the Vikings. You just said, okay, we're going to trade J.J. I don't know if Matthew – I believe Matthew is going to play. I believe if Matthew's going to play, he is going to play for the Rams.
Okay.
I believe pretty firmly that 3 teams have called the Rams about Matthew and have been told it's the Rams or it's the Rams type of thing.
Can I guess, or you're not even going to go there?
I'm not the insider. I've got myself into trouble with that. You can guess.
Minnesota, Pittsburgh. Who would be the third? Minnesota and Pittsburgh are the obvious two.
I
would call if I'm Detroit and flip it back.
You're wild.
I know, but I'm saying I can't think of the third.
The other two are very obvious.
Vegas?
Mm-mm. Wait, the other two I gave you two.
One of them is incorrect.
So Minnesota's correct because Kevin O'Connell has a relationship there. Mm-hmm. The other two,
obvious.
Miami, maybe in a Tua for Stafford. I don't know.
See,
San Francisco.
I just gave you good guessing material.
Yeah, you did.
I'm saying you're not guessing obvious ones though. Those aren't. Those are like. What are you talking about? San Francisco?
I'm trying to throw anything out there. Obvious ones that I'm missing. All right, you guys think of that while I go to the next thing. Give us something that we are not thinking about, Orlovsky, about the Super Bowl that you think by Monday at this time we will be focusing on.
Ooh. That we're not talking about that we will be focusing on is, does Andy Reid eclipse Bill Belichick?
We focus on the Brady Mahomes.
Yeah, we always talk about Brady Mahomes, and he's the GOAT, and this guy's the GOAT. He's the best player. He's got the most wins. Andy Reid is going to break the all-time win record. I think someone has said that in the next year or two.
Yeah.
And so then he would have 4 Super Bowl rings. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
And the three-peat, which obviously we've talked about, no one's ever done. And everyone, rightfully so, puts Coach Belichick as the greatest coach ever, or him and Shula, whatnot. More often than not, it's Coach Belichick. Does Andy Reid then eclipse him in people's eyes as the greatest coach ever? He would have the most wins in 2 different organizations. He'd have 4 Super Bowl wins. He'd have 3-peat. Like, no one's ever done that. And I think that'll become another, big conversation piece.
Jets and Giants, maybe?
I was thinking Jets, yeah.
He's not going to confirm it, but he certainly denied stuff. Dan Orlovsky, you'll see him on Get Up and First Take.
I deny candy.
Clearly. His eating habit's not getting the job done, but CC Granger does. That's for sure.
Yes, for the ones who get